Hey, are you a business overwhelmed by customer messages on WhatsApp? Discover the AI solution that's changing the game for businesses worldwide. In this video, I will show you how you can connect your WhatsApp channel to a software called Manychat. And with Manychat, you're able to not only connect to that WhatsApp channel, but also connect to a backend web server that is connected to OpenAI's Assistant API. So essentially, you're creating an AI chatbot that will help provide value, resource information to your users whenever they reach out to your WhatsApp channel. Additionally, I'm going to show you how you can also connect this setup to a CRM system so that you can collect the leads with their name, their email, and any other information that would be helpful to know for a follow-up call or automation. Imagine freeing up hours every day while still providing top-notch customer service on WhatsApp. That's the reality. And that's the reality a lot of businesses are using now to really tap into the potential of AI and automation. First off, you need to sign up to Manychat. If you don't have it already, I'm going to put a link in the description where you can get Manychat Pro free for 14 days. So give it a shot, try it, and go ahead and fill out the form. It asks you a few questions. It takes less than 2 minutes. Make sure you have a Facebook page and an Instagram channel connected to it, and you should be good to go. Go over to the left panel at the bottom, the wheel icon where it says settings, and then you're going to click on WhatsApp channel. If you haven't connected to a WhatsApp channel, you'll be taken through a prompt. They'll ask you a few questions to connect your WhatsApp channel. I've already set up my WhatsApp channel, so it looks like this with my number already connected and the account status is approved. But it takes less than 2 minutes to do so. You're going to click on New Automations. You're going to click on Start from Scratch and then the WhatsApp Send Message block. And you can type anything in the first message. In my case, it's hey there. Now you're going to set up the trigger. The trigger could be a keyword or when user clicks a link. I chose the link feature. Now, along with sending the link, you can also pre-populate the first message for the user. It doesn't matter if the user changes the message, the trigger should still set off the automations, so don't worry about that. So I pre-populated the first message for the user as yo-yo, so that should come into the WhatsApp inbox, and then it will send off the first message to the user, which is hey there. So let's see that in action. Go ahead and click save to save the trigger, and then you're going to copy the link, and then from another device or from your web browser, if you have another WhatsApp, you're going to click the links to interact with the WhatsApp channel with the chatbot. So as you can see, it already pre-populated with the first message for me to send off. It's yo-yo, so when I send this message off, let's see what happens. Also, make sure to set the automation live, which I forgot to do in this case. Let's try again, and this should work this time. Okay, it's already pre-populated. Let's go ahead and send this off. And yeah, as you can see, I got the response back as specified in the automation. Now that you have an idea how Manychat works and how you can set up flows and automations, let's take you through to my WhatsApp lead generation GPT, which is essentially the same automation, but instead of me manually typing the text messages like hello there, it's going to be my AI chatbot that does all that work for me. And the way I do that is by setting up this flow and connecting the flows to an external web server like this that basically routes all the messages and communication to OpenAI Assistant API. You don't have to worry about all this code. I'll tell you exactly what you need to change in this so that it works for you. And I'm gonna give all this away for free in the description below. Somewhere I'm gonna put up a link. Make sure you download it, change it, and use it for your use case. Let me know how it's working for you. And let me give you a quick demo before I dive into the code and the workflow. So you're going to click on run. It will start off the web server. So that should be good to go. You'll see a not found page. This is okay because that means that the web server is working. We just didn't connect a front end page to it. Then we're going back to the Manychat flow, clicking on preview, and this should automatically start up the conversation. Cool, I got the first message from the chatbot. Now I'm going to interact with it. I'll say something like, hey, as you can see, it responded to my message. Hello, I can assist you with the Custom-GPT, etc. Feel free to ask. On the right is the web server console. You can also see it in real time, what's happening on the back end. This will help you diagnose any kind of errors or anything you see. So that's also very helpful. Now you're seeing this in real time as I am interacting with the chatbot. It's sending off the message to the OpenAI Assistant API and getting back the run status until it's completed. When it's completed, it's returning back the response, sending it off to my WhatsApp channel. As you can see, it's providing me valuable information. So I've also set up a prompt and a knowledge base on the back end of the OpenAI Assistant so that the chatbot understands how to respond to users' queries, what kind of services and information that I have. It pulls from that knowledge and then provides that information. Once I provide the value, the prompt is also designed to collect their lead information, whether it's name, email, project information, so I can follow up with them over a call or set up any kind of other automations from there. I set up the prompt to ask clear and concise questions, ask follow-up questions where necessary to get more details from the client and provide valuable information as well. In this case, the client wants a chatbot for their website. It's a pizza restaurant business. And the chatbot is also instructed to collect their name and phone number for a follow-up call, etc. But in this case, it's also trying to give value. So as you can see, it's trying to balance both these things, but in a very dynamic manner. So based on what the user is providing, it's going to adapt and still follow those instructions. So in this case, the user, let's say, just types their name and doesn't provide a lot of context in terms of what they want the chatbot for, like what kind of functionalities they want in their website, etc. So the chatbot here is now asking a follow-up question. For the ordering chatbot, do you need features like menu display, customization of orders, or integration with payments? So now it's getting into more specifics, asking more specific questions to get and to pry out more details from the customer. Now the customer says, wow, okay, all these features would be great. Even though the customer didn't really provide too many specific details, they still understood that what kind of what are the possibilities of using the chatbot with custom functions so that they can do the same for their website. Also understand that ChatGPT is trained on the internet, so it's always going to provide you the most up-to-date information, and it's not going to fabricate details. Let's say I provide some instructions on the knowledge base. Look, this is the service I provide. Make sure you stick to these kind of services only. Then the chatbot is going to adapt and only provide information related to that. That's the beauty of Custom-GPT, is that you can adapt ChatGPT to your business and make it an employee or make it an extension of your team or your service. And check this out, just like that, I have the lead information, I have their name, phone, as well as the project details. So it's almost like the chatbot understands to summarize the transcript and then provide useful details for that follow-up email. I'm going to show you the prompt, knowledge base, as well as the code in a little bit. Let's dive into the Manychat flow first and instruct you where you need to make those changes so that you can adapt this solution for your business. First off, you need a software called Manychat. I'm going to provide you the link in the description below. You're going to get 14 days free trial with Manychat Pro. It's definitely useful, works for me. I'm pretty sure it's going to work for you as well. Go ahead and download that. Go ahead and sign up for that. And then you need a tool called Replit. Replit is free. The only caveat is the code is going to be public. If you want private and if you want more dedicated servers, then sign up for a paid version of Replit. And yeah, those two will get you started. You also need an OpenAI Assistant API. So go to their website and then click on API keys and then create a new API key. You also need your web server address. So when you run your Replit server, go ahead and click this button right here and it will take you to this page. Go ahead and copy the address here. So you're going to make sure that all the links to the external API calls are directed to the web server link. So you're going to replace all the links here with your web server link. Let's take a look at what each of these blocks are doing. The first block is a create thread block. It's going to send an empty string to the web server and it's going to return back a thread ID by getting it from the OpenAI assistant. The next block is going to be a standard introduction message. It's going to take the user's first name and prompt the user to ask a question, and then it's going to store the question into a variable called last reply. It's going to then go ahead and clear the AI output field, making sure we're starting from scratch, and then we send off a start run external API call. The body is going to be thread ID, a message. Don't worry about the phone number for now, but just these two variables are going to be in the message, and then it's going to return back a run ID from the web server. All right, let me introduce you briefly to the code and show you exactly what's happening behind the hood when you're sending off the thread ID as well as the user's message. The web server is going to make two calls to the OpenAI Assistant API. One is the messages.create function and the other is the runs.create function. You're going to get back a run ID from the last function, and this is what you're going to be using later on to check the status of each run. Okay, now moving on to the last external request call from Manychat, we're going to be sending off the check call to the web server, and in the body is going to be the run ID that we got back from the last call, and as well as the thread ID from the initial call. And then we're going to get back a response, which would be the AI output, which is the response from the web server. And we also have two conditions here. So essentially, it took me a while to figure this out. So Manychat has a 9-second timeout for making external API calls. So what we did on the web server end, if it takes longer than 8 seconds to return the output from the OpenAI assistant, it basically sends off a timeout message. If there's any kind of errors in the response, then it sends off an error message. And if the run status is successfully complete, then it returns the output from the OpenAI assistant model. So if the response from the web server is a timeout, so then it's going to loop back to the check status API call until we get a run status complete. If there's an error, you can also assign it to one of your team members to have them talk to the user manually. And once we get a successful run status complete from the API call, we can return the response from the GPT model and just like before, store the last reply into the last reply variable and then start a new run with the external requests. I know I've covered the code as well as the workflow very rapidly. This is to get you started straight away with deploying your own AI WhatsApp chatbot. Now, if you need more advice and more help in writing and modifying code with Python, using GPT to make custom Python code, setting up web servers, writing custom functions, all this, I'm going to cover it in my course, Python for GPT Builders. I'm going to put the link in the description. Make sure you join the wait list. First 5 people to join the list is going to get the course for absolutely free. I'm going to give you this Replit as well as the Manychat template for free in the description below. Just make a few changes. Go to Secrets under Tools, and you're going to change with your API keys for OpenAI as well as Airtable. Also, make sure you change the Airtable URL that directs to the base table as well as the table where you're storing the leads. So it's going to look like this. Also, feel free to change the prompt. This is the set of instructions that help the chatbot guide the user interaction. I've incorporated some best practices for prompt engineering, as well as took the help of a GPT that's good for prompt engineering. I will include all these tips in the course as well, so make sure you get your copy. I'm also going to include a section in the course that will teach you how to write your own custom functions using Python and the best way to prototype this before you deploy it into an OpenAI assistant tool. Also, change the knowledge base. This is something I use to provide the chatbot more context into my service and any additional information that you want the chatbot to have. So yeah, you could include a PDF, a Word doc, text files, JSON, anything of that sort. Make sure you change it and name it accordingly into the create assistant function as well. Also, check this out. Every time you run this code, it's going to create a new assistant file. If you already have an assistant.json file, it's going to reference that file. It looks like this with the assistant ID. So it doesn't create duplicate assistants. You could delete this assistant.json file and it's going to always create a new one. So hopefully that helps you out. Also, feel free to change the model to a GPT 3.5 turbo model to conserve costs. And if you have any other questions on how this code works and how to modify these, or if you have any suggestions or comments on how to improve this further, make sure you include that in the comments below. Let me know. Perhaps I could create an UI interface that will help you change the prompt knowledge base, upload knowledge base, change the models, etc. So I think that could be useful as well. So anyways, with this setup, you now have an AI chatbot for your WhatsApp channel, and you can be engaging your customers while you sleep. If you're ready to take your WhatsApp customer service to the next level, check out the resources in the description below. And if you need a deeper dive, book a session with me on Calendly. We can tailor this setup to fit your unique business needs. Also, don't forget to join my free Discord community, GPT Pioneers Club, and we'll see you there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you found value in this video, and if you would like to get notified every time I drop value in this channel.